All right, so I wanted to make a video just talking about how degrowth is really, in my opinion, the only solution to climate change. The situation is that we have, since the Industrial Revolution, basically just been popping, the champagne bottles, using up all this inherited energy storage that we inherited from millennia and millions of years old, just burning it like there's no tomorrow, right? And so the thing is that has consequences, but there's two routes when it comes to solutions, right? So the dominant route in our culture is, well, if we just lean into that harder, we will advance technologically enough that we will just magically have a solution, whether it's carbon capture or, sufficiently advanced alternative energy systems that are not fossil fuels. That's basically like the dominant narrative. That's it's wrong, because all of those things still require, in many cases, fossil fuels to smelt metal to a high enough temperature to, make a solar panel, or, all of this plastic that is needed to make an electric car, and the smelting, the industrial processes that are needed to make an electric car. And then, also the electric cars got to be charged from, oftentimes coal generated shit. So that's not always the case, but, you get what I'm saying? It's not just an easy solution. And then the other thing is, you've got to be mining these rare earth minerals, probably in an exploitative way, from countries halfway across the world where they slave child labor and all this bullshit. So it's look, it's not even a good solution, okay? It's not even a good solution. So we're not gonna be able to accelerate all this technology to such a point where we can just continue abusing the earth and using everything up and just burning it like there's no tomorrow. It's literally the opposite of that. It's we literally just have to scale back, scale down, localize, narrow our geographic area, limit our consumption, probably to about even a fifth of what it is today in, the global north. The thing is, people are not gonna allow that. People are not going to stand for that. They're not gonna, they don't even want to wear a mask, they don't even want to wear a mask. Or all that kind of stuff. So it's what are we going to do? We're not going to do the good thing, so we're just going to lean into it harder and just maybe hope it all works out and hope some billionaire genius figures it out. It's it's not going to fucking happen. And another thing is, we're not going to be able to just go to Mars, we're not going to have, that kind of shit. I'm fairly confident that that's just a ruse. That's oh, look, it's fine for us to continue plundering the planet because we're going to go to Mars. Look. And it's well, those are the very people that benefit from the plundering of the planet. And when you really look into it, it's no, it's not at all reasonable. It's not even vaguely likely or possible that we would have a planet or a colony on Mars that would be of any significant size. Or it would certainly not be independent, right? It would require a lot of shipments from Earth, which would be very fuel intensive, very time intensive, very expensive. It's just not gonna happen. That is not a solution. I think it's just a freaking psyop, trying to get people to not freak out about climate change because there's a release valve in their brain. So, point is, we need to make things more sustainable, smaller scale, less consumption. I don't believe that's going to happen. I think we're basically just going to continue flooring it off the cliff. And honestly, I have mixed feelings about that. On the one hand, I wish that we were reasonable, adults about it. But it's just the power structures are so entrenched so strong, so dominant, so forceful. I'm not super optimistic that it's going to change, or that we won't reach complete catastrophe, because those wealthy, the people in charge, are like going to be the last ones to feel it. They're going to be protected till the very end, cushioned till the very end, and they're always going to be able to buy another house somewhere. They're always going to be able to pay somebody to protect them and get them food and do all this shit. So I don't really think that they care. Boo-hoo, like 1 million people died in the third world because of this hurricane, because climate change. They don't give a shit about that, which is fucked up, hopefully one day they are put out on their ass, but I'm not feeling very optimistic about it. But this is another reason. It's like, just don't bring people into this fucking knot, this unfixable knot of incentives and exploitation and suffering and confusion and needs, biological, social, emotional needs. Like, fuck that. Come on. Leave them where they are. They're just fucking fine. Totally, they're not as untangled, So, yeah, I guess that's all I had to say. I will see you on the flip side.